There's been talk about getting CCTV in Byron Bay, and it's not a new story. It's been going on for about 10 years, and the community's had a pretty strong position against that.
They're a facility that's been put into the mix in a lot of communities across the world for years and years now, with a great deal of success in reducing street crimes. So naturally, we'd like to make Byron Bay streets as safe and friendly as possible, and CCTV cameras, street safety cameras, are the way to do it.
I guess it would be a great thing, because if something does go wrong, you know that there are cameras in the street. I mean, like if you get bashed or something, you know.
I'm not for them, actually. I think it's sort of an easy police method, you know.
It's a tourist town, we all know. It's got lots of liquor venues, but really the community want to see the town managed in a safer way. So the police and the licensed venues really need to take a bit more responsibility.
I think there just be more police presence, you know, in those wee hours, you know, than cameras everywhere.
Council do have to give us approval initially to, what I say, tick the box to get a council resolution through to support the introduction of the camera system.
As a shop owner, I think it would be better to try and cut the liquor licences back to 1 AM. I think that's much more prudent to try that instead of closed-circuit TV. That's a bit of a band-aid.
Council resolved unanimously a couple of years ago to request that the Liquor Accord take on board the program that had been done in Newcastle with the Last Drinks campaign, where they do a shutdown at 1 o'clock in terms of people being able to come and go. So the streets are then clear of people travelling between venues where some of the fighting can often erupt, and if they lock out at 1, they're still able to be open and trading till 3 AM, which is, you know, it should be a bit of a big night for anyone, but the streets are safer, and you know that the people that are in the venues, they're under the responsible management of the venue, rather than out on the street moving around and allowing that trouble to erupt on the street.
It's never been much different. I mean, we've always had extended trading hours in Byron Bay. It's a holiday destination, it's expected of us. The density isn't that high. I mean, I know we've got 50-odd members of the Liquor Accord, but many of those are restaurants and cafes and small bars that don't have alcohol-related violence issues.
And in fact, what some of them did was seek to have their licences extended to 4 AM, which is even more of a worry, because then people will be on the streets longer and probably not take up the opportunity of accommodation, just wander the streets and then perhaps go to the beach or a park for a sleep.
You know, it's the top 3 or 4 high volume places in town where the issues are coming from. And even then, we don't believe that the majority of the street violence is coming from them either. I believe that a lot of it's coming in from out of town, with young men coming in cars, loaded up with booze, looking for trouble and action, and they're the ones, maybe they're coming from Lismore Casino, Ballina, Tweed Heads, I don't really know, but I do know they drive in, large groups of boys in cars with booze. They won't get into these venues because they're already intoxicated.
It's good because there is a way to catch offenders. I think that's important. People get away with too much these days.
I think we have enough cameras around already, and with the internet in particular, I feel like we're being monitored almost every step, so this doesn't feel like an immediate solution.
I think people are reasonably concerned about their privacy. Long-term issue in this country where people don't like the idea of being watched everywhere they go and what they do, and what people are looking for in Byron is a safer town, and that should be the responsibility of the people that are profiting from that business.
We have people like our mayor saying that these cameras, and others at council, they say that these cameras are only good after the event to prosecute the offenders. Well, that's okay, because once you prosecute these offenders, then they stop doing it, and their friends do too. So it's a bit like rats, you know, you put out a bit of rat bait, they all go away somewhere else where the you know, action is a little less dangerous. And we think that CCTV cameras has the same effect. We get the baddies from doing the bad things, and hopefully they'll you know, go somewhere else or just stop doing it. We just don't want them on our streets.
if you're someone that doesn't want to be found, it's not a good position to be in. So you would probably avoid places like Byron Bay or wherever there would be cameras.
If the outcome is going to produce safety for the citizens that are going to walk around, I am all for that. As a citizen, I have nothing to hide from the cameras, so that's why I don't feel it negates on my privacy.
At the moment, the Office of Liquor and Gaming and Racing is actually having some consideration of high-density liquor outlet areas. They just refused in the Blue Mountains on the basis that there were too many liquor outlets there already. We've got a proposal for Dan Murphy's that a lot of people are against, and they've commissioned a study to be done about the density of liquor outlets in certain locations, and we're a prime example. Small regional town with a huge population to the north, and I think most people think there's just too much grog in this town.
And if the police, maybe if there was better street lighting and things like that, you know?
I don't know. I'm 50-50. Sorry.